Welcome back to another episode of the Keon Ellis My Career in NBA 2K26. In our last episode, we lost a heartbreaker to Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and the Los Angeles Lakers, but Keon is looking for revenge against the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder in enemy territory in the Paycom Center. And if this is something that you're liking and you have enjoyed the Keon Ellis My Career series to this point, as we reach our highly anticipated third installment, please consider leaving a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. We are trying to reach 100 subscribers, and I want to do that relatively soon. So if you want to join along on that journey, please do so, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future NBA updates and Keon Ellis My Career updates. But anyways, like I said, we are going to get into this game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And wait, sorry, one second. I don't know what's. Hello, this is he. You're kidding. Okay, no, I'll tell him. I will tell them. Okay, all right. I love you, mom. Bye. Okay, so apparently a press conference has gone down in Sacramento, something to do with Doug Christie. I don't know what he was talking about, but I guess that's a cool little update. All right, thank you everybody for being here today. I just wanted to announce for everybody heading into this game against OKC that Dennis Schroeder has been relieved of his starting point guard responsibilities. I don't know what he's doing. He thinks he's back in Germany. He's playing for his country, blah, 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 all that stuff. Keon Ellis has been entrusted with the starting point guard duties for the Sacramento Kings moving forward. I know there's Russell Westbrook on the team. I know there's whoever, but I trust Keon's two-way ability to get the job done, not just against the Oklahoma City Thunder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but against the rest of the point guard field in the NBA. So, thank you. Yes, you heard right. It is official. Keon Ellis has been named the starting point guard of the Sacramento Kings by head coach Doug Christie. He wasn't very happy with the performance of Dennis Schroeder in the last game, and his season averages don't look too bad for the last time that I saw. 14.7 assists and a steal, but the three-point shooting efficiency is just not where it needs to be. And especially compared to a guy like Keon, who has gotten out to an amazing start to the year on both ends of the floor, knocking down 2/3 of his three-point attempts through the first 3 games of the season. I mean, there's just not really any better that you can ask, or any more that you can ask, I should say, of Keon Ellis. So a great development here. Keon has officially won the starting point guard spot. Something else I have to mention too, though, is that this entire time, I completely forgot that the triple-double king has not been a part of this roster. So Russell Westbrook is here. The Kings have signed him as a free agent officially, and he was averaging 15 points and 5 assists, maybe going back to MVP mode with the Magic. But we decided to do trade override, get him on the team just to make things a little bit more realistic. This is a different universe, of course, but we still want to get as up to date to start this first season with the actual team. So Russell Westbrook is here, and Keon Ellis is your starting point guard for the Sacramento Kings. And before we get into this one, let's just see how Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's doing to start this year. 36, 7.5, almost 4 steals and a block a game, 61.7. Yeah, that sounds about right. Shai is just completely dominating so far. What about J-Dub? 17 points, 5.5 boards, 4.7 assists, 1.3 steals. Not knocking down the three-point shot at all, but he's still great. Oh, it's Chet's year. Oh, it's Chet. 25 points, 9 boards. Yeah, it's the Chet coming out party, and we're gonna see if Domantas Sabonis can combat that in any way possible. But this matchup against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is now officially the toughest spot, or the hardest part of this schedule so far for Keon. Matched up against Luka in the past game, he had like 24 and 15 assists. But now we got Shai, the reigning MVP, Finals MVP. Let's just get into it. All right, there he is, reigning MVP, Finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, getting ready to take the floor against Keon Ellis and the Sacramento Kings. Keon's toughest test yet as a starter. Well, his first test as a starter, but his toughest test yet in the NBA. What is going on? First, the player lock wasn't on Keon. Now I have to change the camera. It just, like, my whole game apparently just reset. Where is 2K? There we go. Okay, here we are. Keon officially taking on Shai in this matchup. And this can really prove a lot, or even more, I guess, to Doug Christie as he's trying to look for his solidified starting point guard moving forward. And with Keon just being, what, I want to say 22 or so, 23 maybe, this could be his time to shine. But Jalen Williams getting off to a hot start, even though he has not so far this year. We're going to dump it down to Sabonis against iHeart. Shai just completely stifles the drive. Oh, and they're giving it to me. Sorry, not doing that right now. We're gonna let DeMar figure this thing out against J-Dub. DeMar forced into a tough shot, and we're probably going to see a lot of that tonight. Shai up ahead to Lou Dort, and that's something he's been doing like crazy in real life to start this year and for the past couple of years, actually. And they want us to run the same high post play with Demonis, but we're just going to get into, oh my gosh, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander rips Keon Ellis, and it's a dunk on the other end. Quick 8-0 start for the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is not looking good. Don't know why the height was on 10 for this camera angle, but we're just going to give this ball up immediately to Zach LaVine. And we're probably just going to be doing most of our work off ball in this game. Not going to try and force the issue as much. Just as a screener. Keegan, take the three. Or do that. Wasn't expecting that. Thought Keegan was just going to fire up that three when he saw he had a sliver of space. It was a great screen from Keon. And now Shai to Dort. Shai trying to work off ball. Great ball denial from Keon so far. Now Shai gets it in the paint. Back to the basket on that baseline. Keon is holding up, and it is an offensive 3-second violation on Isaiah Hartenstein. Great defense from Keon in the post there against Shai, obviously where he likes to work and get the most of his looks and opportunities. So really great stand there from Keon. Zach LaVine calling out the play. Now to DeMar. Screen from Domantas Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan, midi magician at work there, the master of the mid-range. We're going to need him to heat up this season if the Kings want to go anywhere, at least with Keon running the show as the starting one. Off-ball screen from Dort, now to Shai. Gets Keegan Murray slipping. Keon was nowhere to be found. Shai to the basket again, and it's an early 10-4 lead with 9:20 to go in this first quarter. Keon to Keegan in the corner. Keon with a great screen. Keegan Murray getting all the way to the rim again. That's something you'd like to see. 10-6 early on. These Kings will not go away. Off ball screen for Jalen Williams. Wide open, top of the key, and he drills it. There was just no connectivity at all with who was it? Was it Zach LaVine on him? All right, now we're going to get into another little screening action. Just did not catch Shai at all, and Chet is right there to intercept that pass. Oh, just realized the stats aren't on the screen, but it doesn't matter because it's all zeros to this point in the game. And Lou Dort, wide open three, can't drill that one. Zach LaVine the board, got lucky there. Keon setting a screen for Zach, getting all the way to the rim, jumper over Hartenstein, won't fall, and this offense is looking stagnant, but what else can you really say against one of the best defensive units of all time in this current iteration of the Oklahoma City Thunder? J-Dub to Isaiah Hartenstein. A great pick and roll executed perfectly. And I was trying. You know what? That was the wrong decision on my part. I'm throwing the game. But Keon forces a turnover on Shai. Was that intentional? Maybe not, but still results in a turnover. Keon with a great play. Still a 9-point deficit, though. It's 7:48 left in this first quarter. Let's see if Keon can make any more impact in this game, maybe on the offensive end now. Giving that ball up to DeMar. Now it's Sabonis coming up to the top. Keon spinning, pump faking, putting up the layup, won't fall. We're just trying to make things happen. And Keon is cold. Might revoke that starting spot. Where's Keon going? And it's a three for Shai. Timeout. Sacramento Kings, 18-6 early on. Keon is just, because this is solely Keon. He's not looking great. Definitely no one else involved in this game so far that has any control of what's going on. Zach LaVine taking over at the point guard spot. Keon moved to the 2, so maybe that'll help Keon if he's even more in an off-ball role for this first quarter. DeMar DeRozan getting past J-Dub, finishing at the rim. Keon just standing in the same spot. And believe me, I want to have more of an impact on this game, but these Thunder are very tough to stop. Keon one-on-one against Shai, backing down once again, hands are up, and forces the pass. J-Dub pulls up for 3 and drills it. 21 points the Thunder have scored in the first 5 minutes and 20 seconds, if that math is right. Oh, man. Giving it up to Zach, setting another screen, because what else are we good for? We're going to give it up to Keegan. Just setting screens willy-nilly right now. But maybe we'll cut back door? No. Shai has everything shut off. Lou Dort has everything shut off and forces a tough shot by Zach LaVine. This is not looking fun to begin things. Shai pushing the pace in transition after the miss. Now Shai gets double screens. Chet clips Keon, and Shai finishes once again. This is going to be a long, long night. Shai just seems to be everywhere. And Keegan is not going to get much space on that screen. DeMar doing his best. Keon cutting back door. And I should uninstall this game. Isaiah Hartenstein in the post on DeRozan. Puts it up and puts it in. 25-8 so far to begin this game. But you know what? Cutting back door, it seemed to have somewhat of a nice effect. Little jab step on Shai. Ooh, behind the back. Oh. And everything is going wrong here in this first quarter. Maybe not the best time to insert Keon in the starting lineup for the first time in his career. Looking back, maybe Doug Christie made the wrong decision there as lead strategist for this Kings group, but he is in his first full season with the team. But throwing him in the fire against Shai, not looking to be the best decision so far. Keon comes out, his first shift did not look pretty. Let's see if the bench can fight back into this one, but no, 48-27. But maybe Keon can show a little bit of something against the Thunder's bench unit as he spins and finishes with the left hand in the lane, getting things going, putting his head down, attacking the rim. You like to see that from Keon, especially if his 3-point shot is not dropping. He's barely been able to get any kind of separation from Shai, or at least he wasn't able to in that first shift. Caruso can't finish. Key on the board. Maybe a little bit of momentum developing here for Keon. Keon, a slick cross in transition over to Schroeder for three in the corner, and he drills it. Immediate 5-0 run once Keon re-enters the game against the Thunder's bench unit. Maybe that's going to be a little bit counteractive for Keon if he performs well against the bench. Cason Wallace cutting back door finishes, ends that quick run. But that was a good little burst of life there from Keon and the rest of this Kings group. Schroeder, what's the plan here? Dennis. They want me to move to the top of the key now. And Dennis is standing in my spot. Nick Clifford, though, who was just given some opportunity to start this game, is off on the three. I'm not paying attention. Caruso on the baseline. Now to Kenrich Williams, who just easily finishes like Domantas Sabonis isn't even there. Just realized that I'm out here. This lineup is Malik Monk, Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis. Keon for three. Can't knock it down, but a very small lineup out here for the Sacramento Kings in this one. I guess, they're just trying stuff. And Alex Caruso is seemingly trying stuff, pulling up, fading to the right on the 3-point line. We need to get Domantas Sabonis involved. I don't really know what we're doing here. Got J-Dub on Keon, or maybe we need to get Keon involved. Great screen from Domantas, lost Jalen Williams, and that's 4 quick points here to start this second quarter for Keon. Jalen Williams finishes plus the foul over Nick Clifford. Again, was just given kind of a little bit of a, oh my gosh, Jalen Williams has 15 on 6 of 7 shooting so far in this one, and Nick Clifford exits. Man, this is crazy. Can't knock down the free throw, though, and Zach LaVine pushes it up ahead to Dennis Schroeder. Screen from Keon does absolutely nothing. Keon cutting back door, though, and he finishes over Cason Wallace, who is a fantastic both one-on-one and team defender, but we just called him asleep right there. And Keon, 6 quick points in the second quarter. Chet driving down really, I'm completely out of it because Shai just has me in another world right now. Chet can't knock down the second. Thunder having some free throw problems. Filled out the lane nicely there with Zach LaVine cutting to the rim, but there was nothing that we could do. Was trying to cut back door. Sabonis open for a long 2, and he drills it. Keon, eyes in the back of his head. He's finding the open guy. Caruso working one-on-one with Malik Monk, puts it up at the shot clock, buzzer doesn't go. Keon another board, throwing it up ahead, and it's intercepted by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh man, I gotta remind myself I can't throw those risky passes like those against a Thunder defense of this caliber. And it's going to end in 3 points coming down the other way every time. So just Keon's got to be smarter, but just Keon. Pressed the wrong button. Was supposed to go to Zach LaVine coming off of that screen, and now Dennis Schroeder won't accept the screen. Keon going to try again. Malik Monk with Alex Caruso all over him. Throws it down to Sabonis, but Chet Holmgren was there to affect the shot. Thunder out and running. Jalen Williams forces his way to the rim, but kicks out to Caruso, now in the hands of the MVP. Shai against Dennis Schroeder. Backing down, gets to the paint easily, but can't finish. Schroeder forces the miss. We're going to call a little something. Oh, wait, never mind. Zach LaVine has it under control. Booms on his former Bulls teammate Alex Caruso, And that's a good sign. We need Zach to get more into this offense as well. Still an 18-point game with 6 minutes left in the second quarter, but I feel like we've definitely made some progress against this Thunder defense, starting to kind of loosen up a bit. Dennis Schroeder right there for the contest, but it doesn't matter to Shai. And back to a 20-point lead. Another timeout called by the Sacramento Kings, but Keon definitely starting to show some life here. All right, Malik Monk out of the timeout, gets a screen from Keon, but now just gives it up to Keon. Jab step, now out to Zach LaVine. It's just all league defenders on this team. Like there's nothing you could do anywhere. Keon tried to drive in, but now it's out to LaVine, who's going to fire a semi-open look, and he can't get it to go. Shai coming down the other end, behind the back in transition. Keon right there, and he forces the miss. Keon out in transition, crosses from right to left, wanted to go all the way to the basket. I don't know. I hate when that happens, when you're trying to go in for a layup, but then it just makes you pull up for a 6-foot jumper. I've always hated that. And DeMar DeRozan commits the foul. Still a 20-point lead for the Thunder with 5 minutes left in this first half. Dort to Williams, now to Holmgren, wide open from the three-point line. Keon comes down with another board, and we're not going to force anything just yet. Up ahead to Malik Monk, putting some moves on Dort. Now out to Keon. That spin move, he loves it, but it's never effective. And we're going to set Malik Monk a screen. Lou Dort, he's just impervious to those, though, so I don't even know why I'm trying. DeMar with Isaiah Hartenstein on him decides to fire a three, and he drills it after getting Hartenstein off his feet. That was nice. Shai gives it up to J-Dub. Now he's getting a screen. Keon sticking with his guy. Zach LaVine. It was pretty good recovery there after the screen. And DeMar, this defense is looking active. A 17-point game. We're going to try and just chip into this lead little by little against the defending champs. And we're going to just hope for the best here. Dort to Shai. I'm going to keep that hand up. Now Shai driving baseline. Just there was no contact there. There was no resistance from Keon Ellis. And Shai finishes once again, 20 points with 4 minutes left in the first half. We're going to call for another screen maybe, or no, we're going to kick it to Malik Monk. See what he can do with it. Pretty good screen there from Keon, but Malik can't take advantage. Maybe set an off ball for DeMar? No. Zach LaVine fading three. Can't get it to go. Drew Eubanks the offensive board. DeMar DeRozan for back-to-back threes, and he hits again. Lead down to 16. We're just, again, chipping away. Shai gets a screen from Chet, forces that three up, but it doesn't go. Now, coming down the other end, I kind of want him to throw it ahead to me because I have Chet on me. But it's another interception for Shai. We are on the football field. Shai all the way in, crosses left to right, and finishes with the Statue of Liberty dunk. Shai just a dominant first half showing here against Keon and this Sacramento Kings group. Keon trying to get all the way to the rim, doesn't go. We're going to set another screen for Malik Monk. He just steps behind the screen and drills the three, down to 15. Just little by little. Shai gets it on the baseline once again with Keon on him. Keon keeping the hands up, forces another miss, grabs the board. Great defensive possession there once again from Keon Ellis. Coming down the other end, trying that spin move again, but Shai just rips it out with his fingertips, and it's a dunk for Chet at the other end. A couple of really bad turnovers for Keon. But you know, we move, we improve, we learn. Just again, his first game as a starter, so you know, can't expect him to be perfect. But you know, we're just gonna follow Coach Doug Christie's game plan here. Approaching the 2-minute mark in the first half. Keon wanted that ball, but we're gonna set a screen for Zach LaVine. Maybe we'll do it again because it seemed to work out pretty nice. Zach all the way to the rim, no resistance that time from the Thunder defense. And back down to 15 again. Thunder are shooting 26 of 39. We're shooting over 50% from the field, but it just doesn't matter against this Thunder team. Shai had really good low post position there, or just, you know, he kind of sealed off Keon a little bit, but didn't take advantage. Now it's Hartenstein against Sabonis. Out to Chet, just fires the three and drills it. I mean, what can you do about that? Right over Keegan. Keon using the screen, attacks Hartenstein and draws the foul. That was something in the first game that I was really happy with. That Keegan. I keep getting Keegan and Keon confused. The Keon just kept drawing fouls. I think he took like 8 free throws in the last game against the Lakers, and he's looking to be aggressive once again against this Thunder team. That, you know, they're not going to give you anything. You have to go and take these opportunities when they give you them. So with the screen shake, Keon drops down 2 for 2. And he's got 8 points, 4 boards, 2 assists in this first half. It started off rough, but Keon has definitely started to make more of an impact, especially on the defensive end. Unlike Keegan Murray, who just cannot handle Chet Holmgren, whether it's at the top of the key or at the half circle. Keegan, not that great of a screen. I don't know how Lou Dort almost like tipped that one away. That was ridiculous. But Zach, oh, he had the chance to drive baseline. Now he has the chance to drive straight at the basket. Great screen from Keon. Zach Levine, another flashy dunk in this one. And it is a 16-point game. We're making some pretty good strides. Oh my gosh. Keon got completely lost. Thankfully, Lou Dort didn't take advantage of the space that he was given. But now maybe he'll look to this time. Holmgren to Shai coming off the screen. Keon came out to contest, and good rebound by Keegan. And now, oh my goodness, no one's cutting towards the rim. Maybe Sabonis will. No, it's bobbled. Maybe trying to get Shai jumping a little bit, but we're going to give it up to DeMar. Set a screen. Maybe set another screen, because what else can you do? DeMar pulls up and drains the three with 2 seconds left, and that is how the first half ends. We're able to cut the lead down to 13. I feel like that was a really great response after just a devastating first quarter. 71-58 is going to be the score going into halftime, and Keon with a pretty solid performance. Keon in to start the second half. Zach gets a screen from Domantas Sabonis, driving towards the paint. Sabonis a jumper, no good. Good opportunity there to cut it down to 11 and start this second half with some good momentum, but not to be. J-Dub, there was a decent communication there with DeMar, but he just doesn't step up enough on Jalen Williams. What are you doing? Jalen Williams up to 21 now for the game. And, oh, you know, I got to remind myself that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the one that's doing the guarding. I didn't even call for that. Keegan just did that himself. We're going to just set this screen for DeMar again. Oh, what a move. A little misdirection and then kind of rejecting the screen was DeMar after Jalen Williams got caught. That's like something Keegan would do, or Keon. Oh my gosh, that's never going to end. Isaiah Hartenstein a dunk. Keon, oof, man, Jalen Williams, that was a good stunt towards the paint. Now DeMar trying to handle. He's got 2 on him. Zach Levine for 3, and he drills it back down to 13. Pretty great combined game for DeMar DeRozan and Zach Levine in this one, and Keon is just doing what he can to support those guys as usual. Oh my goodness, that Chet Holmgren screen just, knocked the wind out of Keon. Isaiah Hartenstein somehow regathers that and finishes. It was a good effort from Demonis, but now we're running. Oh God. Sabonis here, we're going to make him kick that out. A little bit late of a pass to DeMar that time. Going to give him another screen, but Jalen Williams is just like Lou Dort, impervious to these screens. I don't know what's happening. DeMar, the pull up over Jalen Williams drops. 4th assist of the game for Keon. 8, 4, and 4 on the ledger. Still a 13-point game. We're right here. Well, maybe not. Jalen Williams trying to rotate over kind of so he doesn't get that wide open look coming off the screen. Now it's Shai with a screen coming from Isaiah Hartenstein. No resistance. A turnover though. Bobbled pass and Keegan comes up with it. Now up ahead to Keon. Driving towards the rim. That one is knocked away by Lou Dort. I don't know why. I thought he was sinking down a little bit more off of Zach Levine, but he wasn't. And that's 6 turnovers now for Keon Ellis in this one. Yikes. Again, this is all part of the learning process for Keon. It's just, not throwing those kinds of dangerous passes against a team like this, those cross court kind of passes. Keon, though, wide open for 3 in the corner, bricks it terribly, and I need to get in the gym. That was a big chance to cut the lead down to 10. Instead, it's an Isaiah Hartenstein layup on the other end. Keon trying to cut back door, trying to help out DeMar, who can't finish, and Shai picks up the board. Shai has been relatively quiet to start this second half. If I was a betting man, I would say that's due to change, as I just leave him completely wide open, but J-Dub doesn't see it. J-Dub to Shai. DeRozan is there to contest along with Keon, and that's another forced miss. Keon running straight to the corner, gets Lou Dort to jump on the pump fake, and somehow he stays in the area. Now they got a mismatch, or actually they just completely, they have several mismatches. Sabonis is on Shai, Keegan Murray is on Isaiah Hartenstein. J-Dub, though, is taking advantage of his mismatch with Zach Levine, pushes the lead up to 17 once again. Jalen Williams, 23 points, has only missed 2 shots on the night. Someone's got to do something about him. Keon's still in there with 5 minutes gone in the third quarter. It's still a 17-point game, trying to just set screens, be a good teammate. Now we see Zach LaVine out there. Lou Dort impervious to the screen. Don't even know why I keep trying. Zach LaVine, though, great footwork inside. Spins kind of to the right, little half spin, puts it up with the right hand, and a timeout for the Thunder. I hate back-to-back timeouts like that. J-Dub to a wide open Lou Dort in the corner. That one misses, though, and out of the reach of Keon, but Zach LaVine's right there for the board. Now it's Keegan, who, I want them to, you know, run a couple plays for me maybe, but it doesn't matter. Keegan Murray getting all the way to the rim. That was nice. J-Dub pull up in the mid-range, rattles in. That was tough, but DeMar did the best that he could. He was right there, but yeah. Oh my goodness, Keon, a burst of speed, greens the layup over Shai and Lou Dort. That was an explosive move from Keon, something I want to see more of. Jalen Williams a screen though, and he is wide open for three. Jalen Williams eviscerating the Sacramento Kings now in this third quarter. He's already got 10 in the quarter with 6.5 minutes gone. Shai gets caught on the screen. Sabonis wide open for the dunk. Great pass from Keon. Great play all around. Trying to stick in this thing after the Jalen Williams three. Got 2 points right back. 14-point game. The Thunder already have 87 points with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Oh my goodness. I got lost on the double screens. Shai gets an opportunity and immediately cashes in. Gonna try a little pick and fade though. Oh my goodness, Sabonis wide open in the corner for three and he drills it. 6 assists on the night now. Back-to-back assists to Domantas Sabonis for Keon, developing a little bit of chemistry. And back, I don't know how many times I'm going to say it in this game, lead at 13 for the Thunder. Trying his best to handle the MVP, and Shai finishes plus a foul. Weak call, I would say. But Keon was behind Shai on that one, and it looks as though he has been taken out, replaced at the point guard spot by Malik Monk. Let's see the damage. It's a 1-point game. After Keon went out in that third quarter, the Kings just could not miss. They won the third quarter 36-24, shot 71% from the field, 86% from three after, in the midst of Keon being there and after he left to make it a 1-point game. The Kings are right here. The Kings are in the building, in the Paycom Center. Let's see if they can, come out with a victory. Now Jalen Williams turning the corner, passes out to Cason Wallace, almost stolen by Dennis Schroeder. J-Dub stepping back. Keon's right there. J-Dub still attacking, pulls up in the mid-range, can't hit it. Keon's out and running. Caruso in tow. Keon still attempted it, and maybe the wrong decision there. One-on-one on the break with Caruso, but got a little bit excited. Now Cason Wallace putting moves on Schroeder. Now Jalen Williams gets the wide open three. Can't hit it though. Rebound for Keon. Low-key a triple-double watch for Keon Ellis. Now, let's see if he can take advantage of this Isaiah Joe mismatch. No, because Malik just decided to bring Caruso into the picture for no reason. Zach LaVine doing some work there on J-Dub, giving it to Keon for a grenade as the shot clock expires. What just happened there? Caruso, though, gets a screen, throws it back out to Kenrich Williams. A lot of bobbled passes, but he still collects and knocks it down. A 3-point game, the first score of the fourth quarter. Schroeder gets the screen from Eubanks. Schroeder to Malik Monk for three. He missed it, and a little bit of contact there from Alex Caruso on the release, but nothing, I guess, that was deemed too excessive. Now a screen coming. J-Dub loses it. Dennis Schroeder picks up the loose ball. Keon running to the corner, could have shot the three, tried to get past Cason Wallace, but it was not there. Now Zach LaVine. A great pass over the top to Drew Eubanks, who finishes, and it's back to a 1-point game. What an awesome pass from Zach LaVine. Floated it over perfectly over the top to Drew. And a timeout, OKC. The Kings are hanging around, putting fakes on. Now behind the back, driving to the right. In the painted area, tried the hook shot. Now a hook shot with the left hand goes down. Shai is just so skilled. I'm going to set the screen for Schroeder. Nothing there. Malik Monk gets another try for three. This time he can't connect. Alex Caruso with a couple of great contests. Oh my goodness, Keon picks off the pass. A little bit of a taste of his own medicine for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That time Keon with the tip, an eventual interception, eventual steal, eventual dunk and it's 12 points, 5 boards, 6 assists, and the Kings are still right here. Keon, good contest on Cason Wallace, and he's playing a fantastic game right now. Now Malik Monk slows it down momentarily. Now we are going to slow it down as well. Keon driving. That one is off. I thought the meter was going to be a lot bigger, but Keon tried to force the issue after getting a little bit of separation on the screen, but it was not there. Now Keon on Jalen Williams, who's been on fire all night. Caruso for 3. Can't hit it. Drew Eubanks another board. Gonna give it back to Zach. Little double screen action coming for Zach LaVine. Down to Drew Eubanks, who finishes over the top of Kenrich Williams. The Sacramento Kings have retaken the lead. Drew Eubanks is fired up. I'm fired up. Keon having a game aside from the turnovers to partially lead the Kings back from down, must have been at like 24 or something in the first half. Now Cason Wallace gets a screen from Kenrich Williams. A lot of separation there. I don't know if that screen should have made that much difference, but whatever. Gets a screen, pulls up over Shai, can't hit it. Thunder now a chance to extend their lead. Caruso now driving towards the basket. Kenrich Williams' shot affected by Drew Eubanks has become the MVP of this game. Now Malik Monk. Oh, Keon was... Oh, that would have been a beautiful cut. But now Zach LaVine against Alex Caruso gets past him, puts it up and in. Zach LaVine putting the team on his back in the fourth quarter. And probably the third quarter. I wasn't in to see it. What a victory this would be, but still a long, long way to go as Kenrich Williams finishes the dunk off the Jalen Williams pass. He just takes up so much attention, especially after the game that he's had to this point. LaVine, my fault, should have spaced out a little bit more. Zach down to Drew Eubanks. Puts it up over Kenrich Williams, puts it in again. He's just too small for Drew Eubanks. 5:23 left. Kings still hanging on to a 1-point lead, 104-103. Shai looking to get to the rim, and he stopped momentarily. Cason Wallace puts up the 3, and Keon's right there for the contest. Now we're going to space out and let Dennis Schroeder go to work. Never mind, back in the hands of Zach LaVine. LaVine, that one over the top, gets knocked away, and Cason Wallace comes up with it. Tried to do the same kind of pass, but it was not there. Jalen Williams misses that one. Oh my goodness. Keon Ellis with the 7th board of the game. Now this one over to Keon. We're going to get this out of his hands, give it to Zach LaVine. And now it's an off-ball screen for Malik Monk. Nothing there, though. And now it's in the hand. What the? What just happened? I think I pressed the O button and then it just threw a flashy pass for no reason. Oh, man, that was embarrassing. Another turnover for Keon. And off of that, the Thunder regain the lead. That was just there's no excuse for a pass like that. Keon, what is he thinking? Good screen there from Domantas Sabonis. Keon was really trying to just draw contact on Shai, but did not work out. Now Lou Dort going down the other end. It's a turnover. Out of bounds off of Shai. The Kings still have a chance to complete a massive comeback. Keegan, nothing there. Gonna rescreen for him. Still nothing there. Keegan cross court to Domantas Sabonis. Now over to DeMar. Driving baseline. Nothing really there. But DeMar DeRozan makes something out of nothing. And the Kings have regained the lead once again. What is happening? Now Lou Dort over to Shai. Keon runs past him. I don't know what just happened. Shai hits the jumper. What can you do with this guy? Under 3 to go. Thunder now hanging on to a lead. And Keegan Murray hit with the illegal screen. And honestly, that was on me. I think Keon just, he went too fast. He didn't let Keegan get set. And that is another turnover you can attribute to Keon Ellis. J-Dub wide open over the top to iHeart. And it is a 109-106 game. Just another sensational pass, Jalen Williams. Keon has been in for the entire fourth quarter. What is going on right now? Giving it up to DeMar. Against J-Dub now. Had the chance to get all the way to the rim, but couldn't. Out to Keon. Has to make something out of nothing. Out to Zach LaVine. He puts up the contested 3. Doesn't go. Chet the board. 2 minutes remaining, and the Thunder look like they're gaining some momentum here. J-Dub gets the screen, fires a 3, and that could be an early dagger. Jalen Williams, just dominant in the second half. Keon all the way to the rim, gets fouled by Isaiah Hartenstein, and he'll be headed to the line for two huge free throws. Keon, the first of two, goes down, and this stat line is looking already very similar to last game where Keon finished with about 14, I want to say 6 and 4, and it's around the same. Now Shai, the Kings have to be perfect down here down the stretch, and especially for Keon against Shai. Jalen Williams, I mean, it's like clockwork, but that time he misses the three, and Keon coming back down the other end. All right. What a big opportunity for Keon Ellis to earn a little bit more trust from the coaching staff than he already had. I didn't call for that. I did not call for that. Keon did not call for that. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, another interception, another run out, another dunk. Uh, really, I mean, the story of this game is going to be just the unforced errors, and that's what it is. But you know, against the best team in the NBA, you're gonna have some moments where they make you look foolish, especially on the defensive end. Keon, that would have been a beautiful cut, but Sabonis finishes anyway. 40 seconds left, 4-point game. Lou Dort, yeah, foul him immediately, but not in the bonus yet. So it's going to probably be Shai at the line if Keon can't get the steal. Oh, okay. Am I not fouling him? Oh my goodness, Keegan Murray with the steal. Now up ahead to Zach LaVine. Corner, Keon Ellis misses the three. Sabonis the board though. Oh my gosh. I gotta get in the gym. I gotta get in the practice facility. Keon had a massive chance to make it a 1-point game, and that means so much with, now having to play the free throw game. Oh man, that was embarrassing. Shai hits the first. 2 of 2, knocked down at the free throw line from Shai. Keon's going to be kicking himself for that one. Man, it's opportunities like those that you really need to take advantage of against a team like this where you get the rare wide open looks, but it was just not to be. What are we thinking here? Do we want to go for a three, or what are we thinking? Sabonis for three, misses it, and Lou Dort now to Shai, and that will likely be it for the Kings' chances of completing this comeback. Valiant effort from Keon and the guys in his first start this season. Just going to come up a little bit short against the defending champs. Shai knocks down another pair, and that will officially do it. Keon Ellis, starting point guard for the Sacramento Kings, 0-1 officially as a starter. The Kings fall to 2-2 on the year. Keon, a pretty awesome performance, frankly, in the second half. After it was just a turnover parade in the first, finished with 14, 7, and 6, and that was it was a fun one going up against Shai, and there he is, but can't win them all, especially against a team that only lost 14 games last year. Looking at the box score, Keon Ellis could not stop Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in any stretch of the imagination. 42 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 5 steals, 17 of 30 from the field. Jalen Williams, though, 31, 6, and 9, 12 of 18, 7 of his 9 3-pointers went down in this one in 37 minutes of work. iHeart with 12 and 7. But on the Kings side of things, DeMar DeRozan did all he could, with Zach LaVine, of course, and Sabonis all had uber efficient nights. It seemed as though Keon Ellis was the only one that did not join the party. Could possibly be looked at as the reason why the Kings did not come away with the victory here. 14, 7, and 6 with a steal and 7 turnovers, 5 of 15 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, and registered a minus 20, the lowest on the team. But you know what? There's going to be more opportunities to make an impact as a starter. Of course, Doug Christie might have expected something like this, his first game throwing Keon Ellis in. But we move. Next game, I don't know really what we're looking at here. There's Jokic and the Nuggets, there's Giannis and the Bucks, but I think our next matchup will be Keon Ellis facing Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors on November 5th. I feel like that's going to be a very fun one, and after that kind of lesson that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander taught him, maybe he can regroup and recalibrate and try to stop Steph. Thank you very much for tuning into another episode of the Keon Ellis NBA 2K26 My Career series. Of course, this episode didn't really go as planned, but going to try and get him back in the next one. And if you're liking the series so far, please make sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one.